Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt, and I'm the co-founder of Fixit. Fixit is an app combined with customer service to make sure people-facing problems are connected with the right solution. I'm sure many of you out here tonight currently own an investment property or are in the rental market, which would mean you would relate to the 74% of Australians right now who are unhappy with industry standard reporting models. In a $4 billion a year industry, technology should exist that minimises the inconvenience of reporting a problem and maximises the efficiency of those responsible for resolving it. Fixit does this. In addition to that, we manage the sentiment of all people involved through a 24/7 customer service channel, a first of its kind within the industry. When problems are reported in their infancy, the maintenance cost over the life of the asset is significantly reduced. Let me give you a story on this exact thing. Myself, an owner in a strata managed block, suffered a hail-damaged window which could have been resolved for $200. Instead, I was hit with a $5,000 floor replacement fee because under industry standard models, the only way to contact a strata coordinator is via a phone call. So, with the ongoing rain, my floor was ruined. Now, had Fixit been implemented, the whole thing would have ceased to be a problem at the window replacement stage, and it would have been a far more positive result for everyone involved. Let's put that in perspective. There's 4.5 million Australians right now renting 1.8 million properties. If 1% of these people can relate to a story like this, then ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very big problem. In fact, we have a $198 million a year problem. Is Fixit specific to just the property management industry? No. Fixit was built to be the go-to tool that people utilise when caring for things that they interact with, assets, facilities, and products. And the problem is that there is a societal perception that people don't care enough to report things, and that's just not true. The fact is, the tools that they can utilise right now are just too damn inefficient. The first question raised when something goes wrong when using something in the shared economy, who do I tell? Are they listening? What will be the response to my inquiry? Is my input even valued? 80% of people, just like all of you here tonight told us, if we could build a tool that would make it convenient to care, they would utilise it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. It's called Fixit, it's free to download. Get online now and download it for us. Let me show you all right now just how convenient using Fixit really is.
Hi, I'm Aaron from Fixit, and I'm going to walk you through submitting a report using our app. I've crossed a pothole on the street, so I'll go quick submit. It'll suggest I take a photo of the problem. There's the problem there. So I describe the problem. Intuitively it works out what accounts have this as a listed problem. Choose it, pothole, map reference so that I can locate where the problem is. It'll drop a pin on my location. So I'm standing with it now, so I'll pick that and submit.
And that's how easy it is with Fixit. That report will intuitively find the right recipient to get a resolution. Now, all great products start with an idea. And as I mentioned earlier, our idea was to take an app, combine it with customer service, and guarantee that 100% of user-submitted reports were heard, acknowledged, validated, and escalated to the required recipient to get the job done. There's a few other products out there that have tried to champion the problem resolution space. Some of them are very good listeners. Some of them are very good tools for managing assets. None of them have managed to truly close the loop and empower the user whilst saving the owner money through maintenance streamlining. That's what Fixit's achieved. Our business model, we're SaaS, which means we're software as a service, which put simply means you don't have to go down to the store and buy anything, you just jump online, join, log in, and you're ready to help the world start solving problems. Now, there's a few benefits of being SaaSy. The main one is that we're more global. In fact, our very first customer was a resort in Koh Samui, Thailand, and he loved us so much that he's now in the early part of next year branching out from one location to 15 brands across the Thailand region. It's been an exciting 3 months for Fixit in the Hatchery Plus. It's seen us build our product out to a robust state that would enable us to be ready to onboard a large subscription base. This is evidenced by the signing of an institutional contract with UTS that will see a full rollout across the whole precinct by mid next year. That, ladies and gentlemen, means the room you're in right now, by July next year, you will be utilising Fixit if that light was flickering and you wanted to let someone know. That's just the start. We've got some pretty cool things in the pipeline, which I'd love to talk to you all about after this presentation. One of them I'll leave you with, though, is beacons. Can you imagine jumping on Sydney public transport, and as you walk onto the carriage on your way from Central to Hornsby, the train, your phone alerts you to say, "Welcome to Carriage 3, I hope you have a great journey. By the way, maybe you don't sit in aisle 3, someone spills a coffee. We're really sorry about that. We'll let you know when it's cleaned up. You let us know if you notice anything else that needs our attention." Pretty cool. So, it's a pretty big market out there. How does a startup from Sydney break in? Our model is to disrupt. We have listed every local government authority in Australia, so no matter where you stand, if you open Fixit on your phone, you'll be able to report problems to the local council and know for a fact that you'll be heard and that your problem report will be received and escalated to get some form of resolution. In addition to this, we've pulled Google's data, which means if you're walking home at night and you've noticed some clowns throwing a chair through your favourite cafe window, you can open up, report to their Google listing, we receive it, they receive it, we call them so they know what they've received, and also let them know they've got a free chair. So, what makes Superlibraries think that they've got problem solving all worked out? Sebastian Jacobs, one of our co-founders, is a serial innovator. His very first product is now used around the world to save lives every single day. On the successful exit of that venture, Sebastian has been able to fund the birth of Fixit. You could say fortuitously, in solving one problem, Sebastian has been able to facilitate us to build something to help solve all problems. Myself, I'm an internationally experienced business manager with a background in project management and software implementation. My goal in life is to find the right people and inspire them to collaborate and build truly innovative products. Now I understand that you all would see many things that would be worth investing your hard-earned money towards. That's showcased tonight by the quality of business I'm able to share the stage with. So why Fixit? An investment in Fixit is an investment in the betterment of people's lives. Your $500,000 investment would see us be able to onboard 100,000 additional users, which would, based on current trends of conversion, mean $2.5 million additional revenue over the next year. On that note, I'd like to invite up Sebastian, our CTO, for any further questions, and leave you with a quote of one of our early adopters that shows just how excited the market is for Fixit arriving on your front door. Thank you. Everybody, this is Sebastian.
That was fantastic. Oh my gosh, so many things, so many thoughts. Take me through the revenue model. What I'm not clear on is if you want me to be a world changer, just this little person here walking down the street who sees a light bulb that's out and want me to tell my council, do I have to pay to get on the app?
No.
So if it's all free for me, who's paying and what are they paying?
So in your example there with the council, their current operational models would see that they do e research of their assets at the moment. They cross all of them, and 99% of the time there's nothing for them to do on that set path. Our app creates a live platform, which means that they can actually save costs in their maintenance schedule and actually respond to things that their constituents care about. And on the back of that, we charge them to improve their costing model and then improve the assets that they provide for their constituents.
So what are they paying me?
So with the council, then there's different elements of, so there's a customer service model, so you come on the platform as a business, which would be, we'll go back to that.
Here's one we presented earlier.
Yeah, so a business coming on would be $50 a month, and then if they started to be inundated with reports, then they could choose to then go on to a customer service model, which would be always on, which means that there'd be an account manager which would vet those reports and then potentially compile them and then send them back to them so that their teams could respond in a proactive manner. But then in addition to that, you could move up to the concierge model, which would be something like Westfield, who not only do they want to hear their constituents or their customers' thoughts, they want to also reward them for intrinsic stakeholdership. So with that concierge, we build into that cost the ability for, you fix 5 things or you've reported 5 things this week, go get a free coffee from this place. So what we're doing is we're actually connecting the community of users and making them intrinsic owners of the assets they interact with.
How much trolling are you expecting in that photo? I mean, how many let's face it, how many photos of bums are you expecting to see?
I think one of the really, really cool things on that is something that Sebastian's been able to build into the back-end technology. We can actually vet reports, you can explain this better than I can, but we can vet reports based on where they're being submitted.
So there's a couple of things we're sort of aware of the issue. We can tell where the person was standing and when they submitted it. So if somebody's standing in Barrow when they've submitted an issue in Hay, we can detect straight away that there's some oddities there. We don't stop it being submitted, we just highlight that through so that when the recipient receives it, it just sort of comes up with a rating that says this is bang on, everything's good, or this sort of there's an 8%, 60% issue here, and it sort of highlights what the issues are and why this might be ambiguous or weird or controlled.
And I think on that topic as well, we've built in a capability called crowd solving, or you can follow a problem. So if someone is trolling and they've said that something's blown up somewhere in Westfield and no one else is reporting this, then there's a high likelihood that the urgency of this can be reduced significantly. But if you're, for example, at the Sydney Football Stadium and there's 100 people that have followed a report that the toilets are disgusting during the game, then there's a likelihood that you need to address this and get your maintenance team here quickly because your benefit to spend is going to be significantly increased.
Can you just go to the next slide, which is your customer link? The one you had discussed before.
So the growing up after partner.
Yeah, that's it. So did you say your prime target market is councils?
No, so that's I guess the joy of it. Our prime market for the sheer purpose of the ease of onboarding would be property management because it's a pain point that they already have and that they're looking to resolve. For a better word, the feel-good side of the innovation we've created is that in doing something like that, we've actually empowered all constituents across Australia to be vigilant of their local assets and their community. So in creating something they use inside their house, we're actually creating a platform where they can be connected in a way never seen before outside their house and really, I guess, join communities without having to exchange contact details.
And all of these customers are paying customers now, aren't they?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, so UTS just signed on with us, an institutional deal which will see us being the precinct reporting tool for students to empower students to be vigilant. And then, as I mentioned, so you've got Kunda residents in Samui, that was the first resort that loved it so much. And then the following ones, the Cliff, Bondi, Eyesight, Outback, Palms, Piri Piri, and Cafe Fish, they're all the additional ones he's now branching into in the early new year. And so we're setting up the scope for that now to make sure that it can handle, because one was an independently owned resort villa, and these are actually interactive customer restaurants and bars and clubs. And what they want to do, because we have the capability to capture a problem as words, we can instantly make that a bilingual thing. So if I reported it in English, then that could be submitted to a maintenance person in Thai, and he as a manager can be across everything, because with cultural differences it's quite rare that him as a manager can be across all these problems but actually see them going through to fruition.
And one quick one, what's the number of staff you need to actually build out this proposition?
Well, it scales. So right now we've got Matt, myself, and there's 4 other part-timers. And then as we would love to have that problem, we're obviously going to onboard more and more. And then depending on what we need to do, we'll look offshore and see what options are available to us, because it's quite easy. We're not relying on accents or anything else, we're just simply receiving the report and thanking the person. And then if we think the photo's ambiguous, we'll push for another one. It's quite easy what we're requesting our side to do. That's the only way we could really achieve it at the prices we've proposed.
Quick, easy one. What sort of traction have you got in total, like number of people downloads and actives?
About 118 now?
180
Just
downloads?
0 marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what sort of objections have you got when pitching it? Because you obviously started at the council level, so I assume you've gone to Sydney City Council and tried to pitch it over.
Yep.
So why this sort of step away from that, or?
No, it's definitely not a step away from
What was the feedback?
I've spoken enough.
You're right. So, councils, right. So we added councils because they are already receiving reports and their job is to act on them. So for us, it was quite an easy concept. And also, there is an app that exists and it allows me to submit a report, but that's the end of it. I don't know where it goes or what happens. So that's why we put that. And also means when you open the app, when you download it, if you're, say, in Bronte, it will come up with Waverley City Council. So there's instantly some connectivity to it. That's why we did it. We don't really find councils very sexy as customers. It's quite a boring thing to pop up. Whereas what that means is you engage with the app. You'll then start to be pushed out other things like, are you renting? Do you want to onboard your property? and then you'll answer a bunch of questions. Your property manager and us will get an email saying Dean's out of his house, and next time there's a leaking tap, you'll hear from him through Fixit. Then we'll go to them and convert your one onboarding into 400 properties that's managed by that portfolio.
Thank you. So I guess there's been some solutions like this sort of crowdsourcing problems around for some time. How do you see your product as being, I guess, sort of different to other sort of platforms that are already out there?
Yeah, sure, I'll get there. There we go. Yeah, right. Okay, so Snaps and Solve, it works basically that you just simply tap through and you've got one layer to identify parks and gardens. That's it, done. Submit, and then the person at the end has to receive it and work out what the actual problem was. With us, with Fixit, you would go City, Sydney Council, St John, or Prince Alfred Park, rubbish, submit. So now the person at Prince Alfred Park receives that because each step can have a or more recipients at it. The other thing too is really it's just an email composition tool. So what happens there is if your email isn't set up on the native device on your phone, then it won't work. So mine doesn't work. Snaps and Solve doesn't work on my phone.
To clarify that, Snaps and Solve, that was a we there.
I guess probably the sum up real quick is that we're all-encompassing platform. So once I open Fixit or report the problem, it will go to a bunch of other people on web and their apps. Once they communicate back with me with the chat, then we can do whatever has to be done. And once it's solved, everyone gets told all within our app. Yeah, we don't go off and manage emails, phone calls, and all the other stuff that has to happen.
And also for the benefit of the analytics, taking everything from these disjointed communication tools and putting them onto a single platform means when you're pulling those analytics, there's a much bigger advantage to you as an entity subscribing, because rather than trying to, as you said, a lot of things are done on the fly through a phone call, and that data is quite hard to restructure and to actually pull insights out of. So we're sort of at the forefront of being a choice data as well when we start getting this more into traction.
Thank you. Last quick question. What is crowd fixing? How does that work?
Crowd fixing, great. So if you can imagine right now, you're at home and you didn't want to mow your lawn, but you wanted it mowed, you would open up Fixit, report, lawn needs mowing, and then your street, people in your street who have the app could see that that's a thing that's come up on their live platform. They could subscribe to that, and so when the lawnmower guy shows up, he actually could do the whole street in one go, and you could get economies of scale with the tasking. And the cool thing about that is we actually don't do the job, but we've signed a partnership agreement with Service Seeking, which means that they outsource all the HR, but for you as a user, it's a completely streamlined experience where you never leave the one platform. So right now you go job set up, then some Jim's mowing guy gets pulled in, says I'll be there on Wednesday, and you say, well, I can't be there on Wednesday. Like that whole experience all happens within a single app, but all of the job creation, HR, and then the commerce side is all done separately. So for you, it's a really enjoyable experience, and I guess from there end, it knocks off that barrier that they have that a lot of people go to list a job and don't come quite through to the end. So we sort of we get them, we help with we're a conduit, I guess, for their tasking.
Right, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks for your time.